For you guys out there looking for a comfortable and quality made slip-in shoe, let me introduce you to the Echo by Drew. The Echo comes in 3 different colors. You have the black that you see here, along with blue and gray. Sizes 8 to 16. Widths, you have a really wide selection of width, starting at a David, which is a medium, a 2E, 4E, and 6E wide. For you guys out there looking for a really wide toe box, a 6E is kind of unheard of in the shoe business, and Drew is one of those brands that brings together a really wide toe box in a quality made shoe that's also lightweight. This particular style happens to be a size 14 6E, kind of give you reference here. It's longer than my forearm and it only weighs in at 18 ounces. Let's talk about some of the technology that goes into the shoe, starting with the upper, which is a knit mesh upper. This is going to be great for breathability. It's also very lightweight and it also conforms to your foot. So if you have any foot conditions that requires a shoe that will conform, could it be bunions, hammer toes, this is going to be a great option, especially because you can get it in wider widths up to 6Es. It is a slip-on shoe, so you have a higher heel back here. It has a tongue, but it's part of the shoe itself. So you've got a nice opening for the instep. This has been tested by Drew over 50,000 times without breaking down. So they put a lot of thought into this slip-in design. Got a nice padding throughout the heel and also around the ankle. And when we talk about the heel itself, this has got a strong heel counter. Why is that important? Well, we want the heel to be locked into your shoe. If you can break this down on your current pair of shoes, it's not providing the support that you want. And as I showed earlier, this is a knit mesh, so there's not a lot of support up here, which you don't need at the top of the shoe. You want to have flexibility. However, on the sides, they've got additional plies, 4-ply wrap here. And what that's going to do is that's going to help lock in the shoe itself. Additional technology, you have a high EVA, high rebound EVA. Most shoes are going to use EVA. It's lightweight, it's inexpensive, and it provides good compression. So when you heel strike, you're not putting as much shock into your heel. This is a high rebound. That means 2 different things. One, it wants to come back into shape, so it's going to spring back as you're unloading your foot off the ground. It's going to help propel you move forward. And because it has a memory, it's not going to crush as quickly and lose its shape over time. So it's going to be a better quality midsole that's going to last longer. On the bottom, you have a slip resistant sole on this. It's got an interesting, I don't see this a lot. This has got a softer section here in the white, and then this feels like a nylon rubber up here that's much more harder. When I tested the hardness of the sole with my Shore A Durameter, it came in at 69 in this orange area and kind of around 37 in the softer section. But they designed it in high impact places. That way you have that strong durability. It's not going to wear out, where you're going to make a lot of contact with the ground up in the toe and then also back in the heel. However, in order to reduce weight, you've got this softer foam that's going to be much softer on the foot itself. And with this shoe being a size 14 6E, it's only 18 ounces, so that's very lightweight for a shoe this size. On the inside, we have some additional technology. You have the Drilex lining. It's more expensive, but it does a great job at removing moisture away from the foot. If you're somebody that your feet tend to sweat a lot, Drilex would be a great option to look into because it's going to reduce that moisture and just prevent odors, bacterial buildup, and of course, just the unpleasantness of having wet, clammy feet. Also on the inside, they have their WalkRight insole and their plus fitting system, which is the spacer down here. The spacer is nice and it comes in the shoe. So if you find that your shoe's a little tight, all you need to do is remove the insole and the spacer out, slide your insole back in. That's going to provide more volume in the shoe since we've removed this, and it'll allow your foot that extra room that it needs. This is really good for people that maybe the left and the right are off just a little bit and we need to add or remove volume. So if you find that the shoe's a little too loose, all you got to do is slide the spacer in and then go ahead and slide the insole on top. Now let's talk about the insole. This, I think Drew makes one of the best insoles on the market that come with shoes. When I measured this insole, it was 6 millimeters in the front and 10 millimeters in the back. So you've got a lot of cushioning. This is a comfort design shoe. It's designed to be comfortable if you're on your feet all day long. Additionally, it's got a nice upper that is designed to wick away moisture, reduce odor, all the things that Drilex lining is going to do. But this is a somewhat of a functional insert. I'm not sure if it's a true functional insert or a partial functional insert. This blue section here is a nylon or a plastic, and it's got some rigidity to it. The way we can really tell is right here in the arch section. Normal inserts, this would just collapse and break down. With the Drew WalkRight insole, that is not the case. So you have really nice arch support if you're running higher arches. This is a great option. Additionally, you've got a really nice deep heel cup that is fully supported by this blue rigid nylon. I'm going to call it nylon. That is going to hold your heel in place. We want to make sure your heel doesn't move around in your shoes. If it does, it's just putting a lot of wear and tear, not only on your ankles, but that moves up into your knees, your hips, your lower back, and you become more fatigued easier. This is all designed to prevent fatigue. In the midsole here, there is a nylon shank in the center of the shoe that is designed to provide additional stability and reduce lateral flexibility. Again, why is that important? Well, when you're walking, you don't want your shoe flexing underneath your feet. It's just putting a lot of extra wear and tear on your ankles and the rest of your body. That shank is going to help reduce it. While we don't want the midsection to rotate, we do want the toe section to collapse. We want to have that flexibility to help with our natural walk gait. If you compress your current shoe like this and it flexes in the middle, it is flexing in the wrong place. That means it's not providing proper support for your foot. If you have any questions or comment about the Drew Echo, feel free to leave those down below. If you find this type of content helpful, let us know by leaving a like and sharing it. And of course, you can always subscribe to the channel.